that you again? It must be Friday. I don't know. It's the Main Street Randyland YouTube channel. Hooray! Here we are. Well, we're walking around. I always get on these tangents. I'm standing here and I'm posing for the camera and I'm looking ahead of me and I see stuff. Everything's stuff. Look at this. That's a knockout? Is that what that is? Allied Leisure knockout glass. I don't know where the knockout is. What do we got here? Oh, that's a scoreboard. And that is a air hockey. And that's, I think it's a U.S. billiards. Well, that makes sense. I know why I put them there. Look, it's sitting on top of U.S. billiards air hockey machines. You see? So, what do you do with your air hockey machines when you don't have all the space in the world? You line them up on their sides, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and then you put stuff on top of them. You see? And you put your Galaga machines, Galaxian machines, your pretzel making machines, popcorn machines, up to the sky. The sky's the limit. There's no limit when you have ingenuity in Randyland. Chicken machine, bark, 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 bark. But a lot of people ask me, what is this? It is the Hercules Pinball Machine. Everybody loves the Hercules Pinball Machine. People want to have a Hercules Pinball Machine if they're a collector. Why? Because look how big it is. I am 6'1", okay? Without the hat. So, they're pretty big. The ball is the size of a cue ball, sitting down there. The flippers are as big as my hand. When you're playing it, your arms are like this, hitting the buttons on the side. It's a unique experience because it's sluggish, because everything moves slow, because it's big, like big people move slow. The sumo wrestlers and all this stuff, they move slow. So the flippers, you push the flipper and it goes floop, floop, instead of flop, 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 it goes floop, floop. The bumpers go plop, plop, plop. And the ball goes rolling around. Yeah, you can get a good hit on it and go roll the way around and make your scores. After you've played it for a while, then you go back to regular pinball. It's like, oh my God, look how fast the ball is going. Here is a Hercules Pinball Machine. Here is another Hercules Pinball Machine. Because you can't have just one. And here is another Hercules Pinball Machine, because you can't have just two. Yes, there are 3 in the collection, and the heads are buried over there. We walk by them, and I can see them. There's no reason they wouldn't work. They worked when they came in here. They're fun to work on, because most of the work you do from underneath. And on the bottom of the machine, it opens like a coffin in the middle, and it opens down like this, the 2 flaps, and you have a whole bottom missing, so you could work up on the mechanisms, and then you got to close the doors and hatch them up again. I mean, it's an interesting experience. I've done plenty of odd stuff before, crawling under machines, working on them. I got my first one, oddly enough, in Long Island. Why Long Island? Because it was the only one that was available. I couldn't find one anywhere. And I found one in an arcade in Long Island. I rode there in a Pontiac station wagon. And I came back with the Hercules Pinball Machine in my Pontiac station wagon. And trust me when I tell you, this was a ridiculous sight to see. The body just fit in the back, squished all the way up. I had to push my front seat all the way up. I'm driving the steering wheel like this across the Verrazano Bridge. And the back of it is sticking out in the back of the station wagon. The head is up on the roof, tied down with, string. Couldn't wait to get back to New Jersey. I hate New York driving. It's so awful. I'm so nervous doing that stuff. So that was my first Hercules Pinball. And I brought it down and I put it in a friend of mine's arcade in Seaside Heights at the Carousel Arcade, Mike Carbone. And Mike Carbone liked the Hercules Pinball Machine so much that he found one and bought himself a Hercules Pinball Machine. So now he didn't want 2, So he shipped mine out to the Galaxy Arcade, which he also owned. It was a smaller arcade, didn't do much business. That was on the next block. It used to be the old Uncle Bob's pool hall. So my Hercules went over there, and his Hercules went in the Carousel Arcade. Well, eventually, I took my Hercules back home with me, and then eventually Mike sold me his Hercules. So now I had 2 Hercules. So how did I end up with 3 of them? The Contemporary Resort Hotel had a Hercules pinball machine in Florida at the Fiesta Fun Center, and I played it there many times. And when I was working at Disney, it ended up at Property Control, and of course, I had to buy it. And it came back to my house in a Chrysler LeBaron station wagon, quite a feat to behold. And there it was in Florida until I eventually dragged it back here to make it back here to Randyland. So all 3 Herculeses could sit and discuss stories from their life in the amusement business and tell about all the people who they had fun with over the years in the different locations. You see? So everything has a story. Everything has a history, and we all love to play it, we all love to do it. So someday we'll get them all set up, and we'll be able to tell the stories of each individual Hercules pinball machine. But for right now, they're sitting here waiting for you to say, come on, let's open a museum at the Main Street Randyland YouTube channel. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.